Okay, hello to anyone who is joining me. Hope everyone's doing well. Feeling the weird energy of the week. Let's just get into our bodies and move and flow a little bit just to shake it up, because movement can do wonders. And this is just sort of a standard mindful slow flow vinyasa. So nothing out of the ordinary, nothing you haven't seen before. And we'll just get started. So just start in child's pose, just to feel really rooted. Set your forehead onto the earth. And if it doesn't meet the earth, you can use a block. Let your legs be wherever this child's pose feels best for you. So knees together, just stretch out the lower back a little bit more, or knees slightly apart to make room for your belly and make room for breath. Bring the stretch a little bit more into the shoulders on the upper back. So it's whatever you choose. And just breathe into your back ribs. Maybe close your eyes. And breathe away the day, whatever it brought your way today. Let this moment be new. Slowly start to walk your fingers out a little bit more, but keep your shoulders connected. So it's almost like your arms are moving in two directions. Feel that nice stretch in your arms and your upper back. And then just walk your hands over to the right. Take your left hand to interlace on top of the right hand. Open the side ribs. Just let this feel good. Come back through center. Walk your hands all the way over to the left. Right hand on top. Sink the opposite hip down. Back through center. Keeping hands extended. Just lift up through your chest a little bit. Take your left hand, slide it under, and then bring your chest down toward that arm. So you're actually rolling your right armpit toward that left arm. And you should feel a nice stretch right in the top of your shoulder. Just a few breaths into that shoulder. And then leave your left arm where it is. Take your right hand, bring it right in front of your left wrist. And without lifting your chest, just press your right hand into the floor. Open into a nice gentle child twist. And come all the way back down. Both arms reach out. Lengthen through both sides of your ribs. And then to the other side, just lift up your chest. Slide your right hand underneath. Palm faces up. And lower your chest evenly toward the ground. So your left armpit aims a little bit closer to the right arm. Get that nice stretch in the shoulder. Then that left hand slides right in front of your right wrist. Press to open. Just a gentle twist. Come all the way back down. Arms extend. Stretching out through both sides of the ribs. One more big breath in. Full sigh. Let it out. And slowly roll yourself up. Come into a table. Just start to move your spine. And let it be intuitive. Make it as big or as little as you choose. Let it be fluid. Maybe close your eyes and just explore. What movements does your body need right now? Where does the energy need to flow? Then find your way into a nice strong table pose. Belly button draws in. Shoulders slide away from your ears. Draw your elbows under. Press your fingertips into the earth. And then on your inhale, let your heart come forward. Exhale, round. Flow through your cat and cow. Use the floor and articulate through your spine. Let your breath be really big. Then find that strong table again. Set fingers. Lower belly supports your spine. Send your shoulders away from your ears. And then send your right leg back. Three-legged table. You can stretch out the toes and the ankle. Let your hips be level. So that right hip rolls down just a little bit. And let your eye gaze be maybe between your fingers or slightly forward. So you have a nice long neck. And then find your balance between your right hand and your left knee. Send your left arm forward. Full breath in, expand. And just hold. Feel that sensation of making yourself longer, reaching fingers away from toes. And then that left hand reconnects to the earth. The right leg stays extended out. Flex your foot, and then lower your toes down to the mat. Press forward and back so you have a nice stretch down the back of the leg. and some strength in the arms. Feel the triceps working. Roll the elbows under even more. Feel the floor being gripped. And then soften into that. Kickstand the left knee, the left shin out, and then lower the instep of the right foot down. So you're spinning open into a side plank variation, Vastisthasana. Pressing down into the floor with the left hand, right arm reaches to the ceiling. Feeling that right hip rolling open. And one line extends from the crown of your head all the way to that right leg. Feeling nice and stable here. If you want something a little bit more, you can raise that right leg. On your exhale, extend the right arm overhead and feel that sensation again of reaching fingers away from toes, making yourself longer, but your arm is moving in two directions. So your shoulder is still connecting, but the fingertips are reaching out. See if you can roll open. Can you take your eye gaze past that top arm? And then if you want a little bit more, bend that top leg, reach back, catch the foot or the ankle, and press actively into the right hand. And then release. Slowly retrace. Come all the way back down. Keep that right leg lifted as you turn back into your three-legged table. Big breath in. And then exhale, knees together, sink hips to heels. If you can, keep the knees closer so that you can stretch out your lower back. On your next inhale, roll up, find your table. That left leg releases out. Level the hips. Stretch your toes and your ankle. When you're ready, set your balance between your left hand and your right shin. Right arm reaches out. Reach forward and back. And that right hand touches down. Flex your left foot, toes touch. Press forward and back. And if you need to scoot up just so you're stable on your mat. This one doesn't work if you're wearing socks also. Play with it. Feel that nice stretch right down the back of the leg. And use the ground. Press the hands through the floor. And then soften into that. Kickstand the right shin out. Lower the instep of the left foot down. And open that left hand to the sky. Roll that left hip open. Take the eye gaze to the top hand. When you're ready, that left leg lifts. And then as you exhale, left arm opens. Stretch right across the room. Touch the opposite wall. Keep rolling open. And then top leg bends. Catch the foot. Press.
slowly release. Like you're moving through something viscous. Come all the way back. So not flopping to the ground. And then touch the knees down. Sink hips to heels. Back body expands as you breathe. One more breath. On your next inhale, roll back into your table. Tuck your toes, lift your hips, press back, find your downward facing dog. Pedal the heels one at a time. And find any movements that feel good. Just explore. Where does the energy need to go in your body? Just move it around. Release it if it needs to go. Close your eyes if that feels safe. And just explore. There's no right or wrong. When you're ready, look between your hands, walk your feet to the top of your mat. Bend your knees deep, let your chest connect with your thighs and ragdoll. Maybe that means clasping your arms overhead. Maybe it just means touching the backs of your hands to the ground. Releasing tension from your neck and your shoulders. Releasing the day. And then bringing your hands to your shins, lifting halfway up. Belly button draws in, lower belly supports your spine, and then arms reach out to the side, come all the way up to standing. Press your palms overhead and bring your hands to your heart. Open, hands to the sides, Tadasana. Just ground in, feel your feet making contact to the floor. Maybe stretch your toes. Just feel the feet grounding. Feel the balance of standing. When you're ready, watch your hands come together. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen halfway, knees bent if you need. Exhale, step back into a plank, and then bring your knees down for the first one. Lower chest and chin. And then inhale, baby cobra. Slide the shoulders back as the heart reaches forward. Pressing up through table, curl the toes, lift your hips, press back, downward facing dog. One more breath. Full exhale, and then look forward between your hands. Walk your feet to the top of your mat. Lengthen halfway. Exhale, fold.
Inhale, sweep up to rise, palms press. Exhale, hands to heart and open. Next inhale, sweep up. Exhale, hinge, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen. Halfway lift. Exhale, step back. Plank, knees or toes lower. Inhale, rise. Exhale, press back. 5 deep breaths. Full exhale, soften the knees, look between your hands, step forward, lengthen halfway, exhale. Inhale, sweep up to rise, palms press, hands to heart, open Tadasana. Sweep up, exhale, hinge. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, step back, flow, and press back, downward facing dog. Last breath, full exhale. Look forward, step between your hands, lengthen halfway. Exhale, fold. Big inhale, sweep up. Hands to heart, open wide. Next inhale, sweep up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, step or float back, lower, and rise. Press back, downward facing dog. Something a little different. Squeeze that left heel in, right leg reaches back, three-legged dog. So for the first exploration of your three-legged dog, turn your toes toward the floor and the heel to the ceiling. And then press. If you want height, keep the hips square and the foot pressing toward that back wall. So for height, you're pressing into the back of the leg. And then bend your knee, open your hip. So the hip goes open, but the right shoulder stays pressing down. Then bring your knee to your nose. Step forward. Lower the back heel down. Sweep up into warrior one. Big inhale. And then exhale, open, warrior two. As you exhale, reach forward, windmill touchdown. Step back, big crouch, big bend of the knees. And then the left foot steps between your hands. Lower the back heel down. Sweep up, warrior one. Once you get there, open warrior two. Big breath in, and then at that exhale, reach forward. Windmill down. Turn on your back heel, step between your hands, lengthen halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep up, rise. Exhale, hands to your heart. Find Tadasana. Grounded. Begin again. Sweep up, inhale. Exhale, hinge. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, step or float. Flow through a vinyasa. Pressing back, downward facing dog.
Squeeze that right heel in, left leg reaches back right away. Toes point down, heel points up. Squeeze into the back of the leg for height. Keep the hips square. So if you're here, that's fine. Don't let the ego get in the way. And then bend your knee, open your hip, but keep that left shoulder rolling down. Let it be a nice yawn for your hips. Feel good. The knee comes through center. Step forward, back heel touches down. Sweep up, warrior one. Open, warrior two. Big breath. Exhale, reach forward, windmill down. Turn on the back heel, step back, bend both knees, crouch. Right foot steps forward, back heel touches down, warrior one, sweep up. Open, warrior two. Big breath in. Big breath out, reach. Turn that back heel, step forward. Lengthen and fold. Inhale, rise. Exhale, hands to heart. Open Tadasana. And again, inhale, sweep up. Exhale, hinge. Lengthen halfway. Exhale, step or float. Flow and rise. Press back. Right leg reaches back. Right away, open the hip. Right shoulder rolls down. Right hip rolls open. Knee comes through center. Step between the hands. Sweep up. Warrior one. Open, warrior two. Reach forward. Windmill down. Step back into that crouch. Left foot steps. Sweep up. Open. Reach forward. Hands touch down. Turn. Step between your hands. Lengthen and fold. Inhale to rise. Exhale to your heart. Open palms. Again, inhale. Exhale. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, step or float. Press back. Right away, left leg reaches back. Bend your knee, open your hip. Left shoulder rolls down. Left hip rolls open. Knee to nose. Step between your hands. Sweep up. Warrior one. Open, warrior two. Reach and windmill down. Step back, crouch. Right foot steps. Warrior one. Warrior two. Reach, turn, step forward, lengthen, and fold. Sweep up. Exhale, hands to heart, open wide. Ground into the feet. Heart expands. Just feel energy flowing. One more breath. Full exhale. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, hinge. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, step or float. Flow through a vinyasa, and then find your downward facing dog. So have a little fun with this. So your left elbow touches down to the earth. Make sure you're on a mat and you're not on anything slidey. Spread your fingertips wide. And then you're coming into a three-legged dolphin sort of modification. See if you can open the chest and bend that top leg. Keep squeezing into that left heel. Really ground into all the points that are making contact to the floor. And then turn the hips as you straighten that left hand, left arm. Bring your knee in, round forward, flex your foot, step between your hands. Lower that back heel down. Let your chest reach forward. Pressing into the outer edge of that back foot, lifting up through your knee, pulling that left hip forward as the right hip pulls back. So you're squaring the hips. If you need a little more space, you can toe heel that front foot out. Release the hands behind you, lift the chest just a little bit and bend really deep into that front leg. From here, pull that right hip back even more. And as you do that, ground even more into that back leg. Heart reaches forward, squeeze the shoulder blades. Feel one line from the crown of your head to your heel. And then just reach the arms forward. Can you dig a little bit deeper into that front leg? And then lift the chest. Find your warrior one again. Settle into it, because we'll be here for a little bit. Send the shoulder blades back away from your ears. Roll the little fingers under. Take the eye gaze high. How does that feel? Maybe you open back just a little bit. And then bring your hands to your hips. Turn that back heel and let your feet go hip width. So you're in a crescent lunge. Back leg is straight. And the feet are nice and wide, so you're not trying to balance. Take the fingertips high again. Lift up and back, open heart. And then again, hands to hips. You're tipping forward just a little bit. Soften into that back leg. And then you're launching yourself forward. Make sure the hip stays square. And then the arms can be wherever you feel most confident. They can be back behind you, out to the side like a T, or overhead. Maybe you interlace the fingers and extend fingers, index finger and thumb. Finding balance by softening the standing knee. And then again, bring your hands to your hips. Take that back leg in. It's coming up and over, and you're bending that standing leg, crossing left over right. Finding your eagle legs. And then eagle arms, left arm goes under, right arm goes over, palms press. Sink deep into the legs, lift up through the fingertips. Shoulders go back away from your ears. Hands press away from your face. So you don't want a collapsed version. You want that nice stretch right across the shoulders. So elbows in line with your shoulders, wrists in line with your elbows. And then slowly unwind. That left leg uncrosses and presses back. Find your crescent. This time, bend the knee. Back knee aims toward the floor, and you're pressing your hips out. And then touch down. Step back, downward facing dog. Option here. Roll forward and flow if you choose. We'll all meet in downward facing dog. Looking between your hands, right foot steps between your hands again. Lower that back heel down. And then windmill up into a warrior two. Find your warrior two pose again. Again, settle into it. Let that front knee open out and lift up through the front body. Anchor down through the back body. Send the fingertips away from each other. You feel the energy drawing in from the feet and then all the way up through the crown of your head. And then reverse your warrior. Left arm touches down. Right hand reaches away from that front leg. How much stretch can you get in those ribs? How deep can you go into that front leg? Sweeping back through warrior, and then touch the elbow down on top of thigh, extended side angle. Fingertips to toes, make one line of energy. Roll that left hip open. So the right hip pulls in underneath. And then from here, just straighten into a triangle. So that front leg goes straight and you open up. So it doesn't have to be too deep for that first triangle. Connect to your shin or your ankle. Maybe try not to reach to the floor just yet. Have a block if you need it. Then lift all the way back to standing. Soften into that front leg. Windmill the arms down. Step back. Flow if you choose. Or come right into downward facing dog. One more breath. Soften the knees, look between your hands, step or float. All the way back to the top of your mat, lengthen and fold. Sweep up, inhale. Palms press, open wide, Tadasana. Sweep up, inhale. Exhale, hinge. Lengthen, inhale. Exhale, step back. Flow and press back, downward facing dog. Option to skip the vinyasas here if you choose. Lower that right elbow down. Again, making sure you're on your mat and not sliding. Coming into that three-legged dolphin. Establish stability here, and then top leg bends. Maybe you open. Come back through center. Straighten right arm. Bend your knee. Left foot steps between your hands. Lower the back heel. Touch down. Left hip pulls back. Right hip pulls forward. Before you do anything, set your foundation. Feet press through the floor. And then everything that's not making contact to the floor, lift up. Feel light and buoyant. And then the arms reach back, just lift through the chest, deepen into that front leg. Again, check in, ground into the feet, lift up through all points, not making contact. So what does that mean? Explore. Just reach the arms forward. One line, finger to heel. Deepen into that front leg. Feel that shake a little bit. Inhale, rise. Find your warrior one. Little fingers dial in. Chest opens out. Eye gaze goes high. Take it back if that feels good. Baby back bend. Still being grounded into the feet. Come back into that warrior one. Bring your hands to your hips. Turn that back heel. Make sure the feet are hip width or a little bit wider. Back leg is straight. Hips are squared to the top of the mat. Send the arms high. Find your crescent. Reach up and back. Baby back bend. Hands come back to the hips. Tip your chest forward. Bend strong into that right leg. Launch yourself forward. Find that warrior three. Find whatever arm position you feel most confident in and hold for a few breaths. Keep pressing into the back of that right leg. Heel lifts high. Hands to hips, back leg comes forward, lifting up, and then cross it over. Finding your eagle legs. Both legs are bent, hips are square. Right leg crosses over, right arm crosses under. So the left elbow connects to the inside of the right elbow. Again, just making sure your eagle arms aren't collapsed. Lifting. Elbows in line with shoulders, and then pressing so that your wrists are in line with your elbows. One more breath. Sink a little bit deeper into the legs, and then unwind, press back, anchor the toes down, bend your right knee deep. So you're coming back into that crescent lunge, but this time you're pressing the hips out with that back knee bent. One more inhale, and then exhale, touch down. Step back and flow or hold downward facing dog. Left leg presses back, three-legged dog, and then knee comes forward, step between your hands, lower back heel down, windmill up, warrior two. Left hip pulls back, left knee opens out. Zip up through the chest and all the way down. Anchor through the back body. Reach back, reverse your warrior. Right hand touches down, sink deep into that front leg as you reach. Left hand in the opposite direction. Full open stretch, left side ribs. Come forward, elbow touches down, right away, single. Little finger on the right hand dials down toward the floor. So the palm faces in the opposite direction of your chest as you open the chest as high as it can go. Strong in the legs. Start to straighten that front leg as you find your way into your triangle. Hand to shin or ankle. Lower ribs reach to that front leg. Shoulder rolls open. Eye gaze to the top hand. Every exhale, roll open just a little bit more. Next inhale, top hand pulls you all the way up. Find that warrior two again, and then windmill down. Step back, hold or flow. From here, just for a moment, find your child's pose. Knees together if you can. Stretch your whole spine. When you're ready, find your downward facing dog again. And then look between your hands. Step or float to the top of your mat. Lengthen halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. Palms press. Hands to heart. Open wide. And ground in. Open through your heart space. Anchoring through your feet. Sweep up, inhale, exhale, hinge, lengthen, inhale, exhale, step or float back. Finding your way into downward facing dog. And taking that three-legged dolphin again, so your left elbow goes down, your right leg reaches high. Just explore here. Feel that strength in the stabilizing leg, the strength in that left arm. Straighten that left arm. Right knee comes in, step between your hands, lower back heel down. Right away, sweep up, warrior one. If you want, clasp your hands, lift up through the chest, take it back, baby back bend. And then arms reach back behind you, clasp. Roll the shoulders open. And then exhale, bow. Head right to the inside of that front leg. Keep pulling that right hip back. Knuckles to the ceiling, or maybe they reach overhead. Big inhale, sweep up. Keep the hands clasped. Turn that back heel. Back leg is straight. The knuckles still reach toward that back wall. Tip forward. Bend that back leg. And then again, you're finding your way, launching into your warrior three with the option to clasp hands behind you. If you're clasped, maybe you start to tip. Or finding any variation of Warrior 3 that feels good. And then slowly come back up, tapping down if you need, crossing that left leg over the right, finding your eagle again, left arm under, right arm over. Sinking a little bit deeper, and then unwinding, stepping back, finding that crescent again. Flow with the arms this time. Inhale, and then exhale, open wide. Inhale, and exhale. One more. Inhale, exhale. On your next inhale, sweep up, and then just open wide, touch down, find your Warrior 2. So if you want this round, lift the heel of that front leg. Lift up through the chest. Just a little challenge in this stabilizing front leg. Sweep back, reverse your Warrior, touch down with that heel anytime you need. Sweeping back, find your Warrior 2, touch down, extend, find your side angle. You can either start with your elbow at your thigh or reach that lower hand for your ankle. Nudge that front knee out with that arm. Hand stays at your ankle if you can. Just straighten that front leg and roll open. Find your triangle. Eye gaze to that top hand. Legs engaged, lower ribs, reach toward that front leg. Left hand pulls you all the way back up. Soften into that front leg, windmill touchdown. Holding downward facing dog or flow. Taking child's pose whenever you need it. One more round, one more krama to go. Looking forward between your hands, soften your knees, step or float forward. Lengthen halfway. Exhale, fold. Big inhale to rise. Hands to heart. Open Tadasana. Ground in. Close your eyes. Feel energy flowing, feel breath moving. Feel that clearing of your internal world. Getting rid of all of the gunk that isn't yours, that tends to get stuck. So using breath, using movement, clearing it out. Open your eyes, watch your hands come together, sweep up. Exhale, hinge. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, step or float. Flow or hold downward facing dog. Three-legged dolphin again. Lower right arm, right elbow touches down, left leg reaches high. Bend your knee, open wide. Slowly release, straighten that front leg. Left leg reaches high, three-legged dog, swing it forward. Step between your hands, lower that back heel down, sweep up right away, warrior one. Big breath in, big breath out. Connect your hands, take it back. Maybe try the opposite clasp. See how weird that feels. And then release. Arms reach back behind you. Again, try the opposite clasp. Pattern interrupt. Rewiring your brain. Full breath in. Exhale. Come forward. To the inside of that front leg. Pull that left hip back. Heels of the hands stay connected if they can. Sweep up, inhale. Release the arms. Open wide. Clasp the hands. We missed something. Turn that back heel. Right knee lowers down toward the floor. And then tip forward. So you're staying clasped if you choose, and then you're launching into that warrior three. Find any orientation that feels stable. And if you want a little challenge, tip forward. Touch down if you need it. Just notice which side might be one to work on. And then sweep up. Release the arms. Find your eagle again. Right leg goes over, right arm goes under. Sink deep. Lift up through the chest. Release. Send that back leg. Windmill open. Find your warrior two if you want. Left heel lifts. Deep bend into that left leg. Pull that hip back as you lift up through the chest. Then reach back. Reverse your warrior. Deepen into the stretch. Deepen into the leg. That left heel touches down. Find your side angle again. Elbow touches thigh, or you can connect hand to the ankle. Top hand lifts. Roll the chest open. Inhale, extend, crown away from heel, and then exhale, rotate. One more. And then straighten the front leg. Keep reaching the front ribs toward that left knee. Again, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, rotate. Legs engaged. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, rotate. One more. Top hand pulls you all the way back up. Soften into that front leg. Find your warrior two. And then windmill touchdown. Flowing through one last vinyasa if you choose. Finding your downward facing dog. From here, look forward, step your right foot between your hands, turn that back heel, and then you're turning toward the side of your mat. So your heels go out, toes turn in, hands are underneath your shoulders or at blocks, lengthen halfway. Stay here just for a moment, roll the elbows under so that the back points of your elbows point toward the wall behind you, not out to the side. This will help open the chest. Feel the heels of the hands dragging back toward that back wall. Another inhale to lengthen, and then exhale, forward fold. Just let the head hang. And if you have space, you can walk the hands back, fingers in line with toes. Keep the elbows pointing toward that back wall. Heels of the hands pressing forward this time to help bring the upper body a little bit deeper. Send the weight just a little bit into the balls of the feet. The whole foot stays connected, but you're just sending your weight forward just a little bit. And just be mindful, not going too deep too soon, but also trusting yourself. Inhale back through center. Take your hands back underneath your shoulders. And then your right hand goes underneath your face. Your left hand connects to your hip. Keep your hips square. So if you want, take that left hand to your sacrum, your lower back. Lengthen through the chest, and then just rotate open from your waist up. So really, it's just the chest and the shoulders that open to the side wall. Notice if the hips are kinking out, pull them back in. You can keep that back arm where it is or lift it up to the sky. It might be a little more humbling this way. And then release. And right to the other side, just switch the hand at the floor. Take the opposite hand to the lower back, lift up through the chest, and then rotate. Just notice if the hips are kinking. And then if that feels good, you can release that top hand. And then slowly lowering all the way down. Just bend the knees. You're coming all the way down to the floor. And if you want, you can pad underneath your knees. We're coming into a frog pose. So the knees go wide as they can. And then you're looking back at your knees, your feet. And you want to line up your ankles with your knees. And your feet are pressing out. So the insteps of your feet are on the earth. And then you're lowering down to your forearms. And you find that sweet spot where you don't want to be too far forward because you won't get any stretch in the hip. And not too far back because that's a little too much. But just that spot that's uncomfortable, but also bearable. And then you just breathe. Still opening up through the chest, and just a little bit, you're drawing the elbows back toward your knees. One more round of breath. Then slowly to come out. You just press forward toward your belly. Walk the legs in one at a time. You can bring your hands to make a pillow underneath your forehead. Bend your knees. Windshield wiper the legs. And then open the fingertips out to the side. Press your hips into the earth. Elbows point toward the ceiling, and you're reaching the crown of your head away from your toes. Slowly, using the strength in your back body, start to lift. Let the heart come forward, and then pour yourself down. And just flow with breath. A few times. Inhale. Lift up. Exhale, pour yourself forward. Again, inhale. And exhale. Inhale, rise. Exhale, down. Hands underneath your shoulders. Lift up. Tuck the knees in. Press back. Child's pose. If you can, knees together to stretch out the lower back. Slowly making your way back into a table pose. Walk your knees between your hands. Cross your ankles. Come forward. You can walk yourself toward the top of your mat. Sit tall. Sit bones anchored. And then take your hands behind you. Thumbs point to the outside. And just cross your right ankle to your left knee. Find your figure 4 stretch, just a gentle hip stretch. You can pull that left heel in as close as it needs to be, or reach it out as far as it needs to be. Press that right knee away from your chest. And keep the chest pressing toward your shin. And release. Windshield wiper the legs. Release the hips. And then to the other side. Try to match what you did on the first side, so that you don't overstretch the really open side and then understretch the tight side. Just be mindful of how deep you go on each leg. Working our way towards symmetry. And then release. Windshield wiper the legs again. And then slowly making your way onto your back. soles of your feet connect. Let your knees open out. If you want, you can take your hands just to the crease between your hip and your thigh, the top of your leg, and you can just push a little bit away from your head. Nice traction for the spine. That may or may not feel good, and if it doesn't feel good, don't do it. Just feeling your lower back and your hips release. And then when you're ready, just let your hands lay wherever they will. And you can stay here for as long as you want. And if you'd like, you can take a few moments and just explore any movements or postures that you feel might allow your practice to be more complete. And let your internal guidance tell you where to go. Listen to that quiet voice. And then when you're ready, you can settle into your Shavasana. And I'll let you take a self-directed Shavasana. So allowing yourself to put yourself into whatever position would be most appropriate for you right now. And then just letting your mind and your body fall into stillness. And then when you're ready to release, once you've felt complete in your final relaxation, just allow yourself to come out of any relaxation with maybe a new perspective, a lightness, a clarity that maybe wasn't there before. So much gratitude to you all, and I'll see you next time. Thank you again.